Veterans Day is this Saturday. In honor of our service members, NBC5 News is bringing you a local vet story each day this week on NBC5 News at 6. Each of the veterans we'll meet has faced personal challenges and struggles, but each have sought help and are now thriving in our community. We're starting out this series with a woman who didn't even realize she could call herself a veteran. After a scarring experience in her first year in the Army, Brandi Barnes felt rejected by the military and society. After struggling with drugs, alcohol, and even homelessness, she was able to get back on her feet and learn the true meaning of her service. NBC5's Natalie Weber has the story.
I am not invisible. It's an important message and the theme of an annual event honoring women veterans at the White City VA. From the speakers to the audience, these veterans shared experiences where they felt invisible to male service members while on active duty and even to people back at home. A traveling display is aiming to change that.
She saw what she had felt every single day as a woman veteran, and it just screamed at her from 22 2x3 posters.
But for Brandi Barnes, she's felt that twice over.
I immediately felt invisible. Everything that I wanted to do in life and everything that I had thought was going to happen just crumbled.
Barnes tells me she was sexually assaulted by her sergeant in the first year after joining the Army. That was back in 1991.
I joined the Army right after high school. I actually graduated early and went into the Army.
When she was honorably discharged after the assault, her life took a downward turn.
Suffered with my military trauma for 25 years and in and out of jail, homelessness, drugs.
After years bouncing from house to house, she began living in her car with a single focus.
It was really all about drugs and getting more drugs and selling more drugs, and it was just a crazy way to live.
But she says it was an arrest that changed her entire life.
I went to jail in March of 2013 for drug charges and found out when I was in jail I was a couple weeks pregnant.
Barnes tells me she's been clean ever since that day.
Something changed when I was in jail. I found God, and He gave me the strength to change everything about myself.
She got out of custody and into a couple local programs. It was then that she first realized she was a veteran.
I didn't realize that I was a veteran until I was clean and sober. When I left the mom's house, I went to the Hope House, and one of the first questions they asked me was if I was a veteran, if I'd ever served in this service, and I was very ashamed and said yes, I had served in this service.
While she was ashamed, it was one of the first times Barnes really felt seen and not invisible. In turn, the help she received inspired her to help others.
I would like to be that glimmer of hope. I want to show them that there's light out there and give them a resource or a community partner phone number or a blanket or a hot meal or something that they can rely on, and they can know that they deserve better and that they can actually do something to change their situation.
In White City, Natalie Weber, NBC5 News.
Natalie, thank you. If you want to get involved, there are lots of ways to help our local veterans. The VA Source takes donations of all kinds, from money to clothes and personal items. They also have volunteer opportunities at the facility, and they say drivers are needed to take vets to appointments. And NBC5 News wants to honor the veterans in your life. You can go to our Facebook page, KOBI-TV NBC5, right now and post a picture of them in the comments of our Veterans Day post right at the top. As we wrap up the week-long series on Friday, we'll share your photos throughout the newscast.